This is Carrie from Celestial Forecasts. If you're drawn to this reading, we're taking a look at a particular connection, of course. I'm calling this reading a passionate love affair. Each and every sign will have a reading. So let's go ahead and take a look at that energy for you, whatever sign you are tuned in and watching. So focusing on connections that maybe in the beginning were super intense, very magnetic. You guys got along great, very compatible. And as time unfolded, perhaps things have cooled down, or you might not be with this person. Maybe you guys are at a distance from one another. You could be together, but going through some challenges. So I'm just kind of keeping it open to whatever presents itself here. I do have these decks that I am drawn to, and it was perfect that this was the very first deck, since that's what this reading is called, A Passionate Love Affair, the Whirlwind Romance Oracle. This one's by Angelic Revelation 144. And we're going to take a look at what went wrong, and ultimately, does this person have any regrets? So I'll be using both of these decks, my Shadows and Secrets deck, as well as Mystic Moon's Twin Flame Shadows. You don't, of course, have to identify with a twin flame connection. I'm just drawn to these particular decks here. And then lastly, we'll go ahead and take a look at what they need to tell you now at the time that you are tuned in and watching this reading. We'll be using Sister Moon Tarot's deck for that one. Relationship design cards. Of course, I'll clarify everything with various tarot decks. And let's get started. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what message comes through for you. All right, Cancer, let's get into some messages. A passionate love affair. So typically when we think of affairs, it's typically not long-term, okay? But let's go ahead and see what comes through here for you. And the current energy for you and this person. A passionate love affair. What are the current energies, please, for this connection? For Cancer. Ooh, you could be dealing with a Libra here, okay? So it's interesting. It says the most compatible zodiac signs for Libra is Gemini, Libra as well, Aquarius, and Leo. But if your person is of a different sign, that does not mean the message cannot resonate for you. But if your individual here that you're thinking about is a Libra, maybe there's something really significant that's presenting itself already in this reading for you. So a balanced partnership, deeply loving, a deep interpersonal connection, okay? Current energies. If you guys are not together, you know, that connection, the love that they have for you, maybe you actually keep them in balance. Without you, things could be a little bit more chaotic in this person's life. But since we're focusing on current energies, this is the vibe that they feel when it comes to you, Cancer. A perfect vibrational soul partner. How beautiful is that? It's almost like they see you as their perfect, ideal person. You know, the perfect match. But if things are so perfect, we'll see if that type of vibe continues throughout this reading, because of course there's no perfect relationship. We're all going to go through ups and downs in our partnership, but you know, maybe they see you as the ideal mate in this lifetime. They can't imagine, you know, not being with you. Let's grab one more here. We have seductive, a passionate, romantic, and sensual lover who takes their time to learn how to pleasure you. So obviously, this particular deck, it is called A Passionate Love Affair. So when it comes to the physical connection, I mean, wow, that pretty much speaks for itself, right? So let's grab some tarot. I'll be pulling from Calico Moon's deck here, the Pining Rose Tarot. Angels and spirit guides, please, for Cancer, when it comes to this passionate love affair that you guys had or continue to have, okay? This person doesn't necessarily have to be in the past. Some of you guys might be in this connection now. All right, let's grab some tarot. for Cancer. We've got a couple cards coming through here. We've got the 8 of Pentacles, and then we have the 4 of Pentacles. Some of you might be thinking of an earth sign here. Pentacles can represent Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus. So the 8 of Pentacles, somebody who's working hard, mastering their skill, apprenticeship, could represent all that. This could also be an indication that maybe their career is very important to them. It could be that they're really putting in a lot of effort when it comes to their job. We do have the 4 of Pentacles representing the need to save and be a little bit more frugal, conservative. But, you know, this can also represent greed, unfortunately. And if that's the case, some of you guys might have argued about money, or that they're just not willing to share, especially let's say you guys live together, or, you know, you could be out and about, but they're holding on tightly to their possessions, perhaps. And that could certainly include you. If you feel that, for some of you guys, it could be one of those situations where you feel closed in, almost claustrophobic in the relationship. You know, it could have been very passionate, as we see, but it reminds me of somebody that is always checking up on you. You know, you can't be more than a foot away from them and they'll be wondering what you're doing, where you're at, you know, constantly checking your phone. Or they could even have one of those GPS things on your phone to keep track of where you're at all times. I kind of get that vibe for some of you guys. So if you're in separation, I feel that they're still keeping tabs on you, Cancer, if that makes sense. This is somebody that at one point in time you felt was your perfect match. But if you guys are in separation, that's what I'm getting, that they've got eyes on you. You know, not in a creepy way, but I kind of feel like they're keeping an eye on you somehow. Okay, so we've got the Emperor representing the Divine Masculine. If you are Divine Feminine, Cancer, and if you are focused on a Divine Masculine, they're coming in as the Emperor. All right, so some of you guys might have either been married, or you guys were definitely connected, maybe living together, sharing a household. You guys could have had a family together. The Emperor can certainly represent that father figure. You know, there is structure there. They're a person of authority. And they could also, for example, be the boss where they work. You know, they run the show, they call the shots type thing. They're protecting their assets in a way. But I'm just kind of feeling for my feminines, part of protecting the relationship could almost be a little bit too overbearing. I don't know. I'm just getting that for someone. And so the longer that type of vibe went on, you know, it made it very difficult to just feel free in a sense. You know, not that you were wanting to break free from this person, but maybe to just give you a little bit of wiggle room to just kind of do your own thing, have some alone time, have some me time if you needed it, instead of them blowing up your phone to always ask where you're at, you know, what are you doing every second of the day. I'm just kind of feeling, and what is the word I'm thinking of? It's if you guys are not together, I'm kind of feeling like a stalker type energy. They could be stalking you on social media, or they could be asking people about you. It's like, hey, how's so-and-so doing? Because they still see you as their ideal mate. But if you guys are not together, it could be an unhealthy obsession, perhaps, that they have towards you. I don't know. That's what I'm getting. We've got the Lovers. You could have been dealing with Gemini, or that's your person that you're currently thinking of. They could be in your life, or this could be someone from your past. It was definitely very passionate. I mean, the Lovers card can represent that passion. You know, it literally says romantic love, harmony, relationships, choices. It is about choices. It is about decisions when it comes to relationships. So we've got Aries, we've got Gemini, we have Libra coming through here. Sometimes the Lover's card can indicate love triangles or third parties. You know, so that could have been what broke you guys up. It could also be a masculine trying to come through in this reading to let you know, Divine Feminine, that they still think about you, that they're still very attracted to you somehow. We do have the Five of Pentacles, though. Financial hardships, poverty, loss, lack mindset. I kind of feel with the Four of Pentacles, that's something that definitely got in the way of the connection. You know, you guys could have been arguing about money or somebody who was overspending, so you guys never had enough. But, you know, part of that interpretation in tarot is somebody who literally, in a sense, has been left out of someone's life. It's like left out in the cold. And they are still feeling that currently. This is somebody that you were very drawn to at one point in time. But something brought you guys into separation more than likely. Maybe you're not even talking to them right now. And the thing is, if they didn't care about you, it wouldn't hurt so much. But the fact is they do. I feel you're still a part of this person's heart space. Bottom of the deck, we've got the Fool. So part of the current energy that's coming through here for you, Cancer, is that this person wants to have another try, have a fresh start when it comes to the connection. All right, so that's what we're getting. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what went wrong. Do they regret it? Okay, so I'm going to grab from a couple of decks. And of course, you know, again, this can be picking up more than one scenario for the collective. So always go towards the storyline that is relating to your situation. All right, angels and spirit guides, please, for Cancer. What went wrong? This is Divine Masculine, okay. We've got the Pauper. Oh, that's interesting. And then we have Clingy. Okay, so it's kind of picking up very similar energies from what already came through. So this, as I've mentioned, this represents the Divine Masculine. It says a Divine Masculine who loves being the center of attention. High maintenance, Devo, a real prima Donald, tough to please, constantly complaining, unreasonable high standards in love and romance. So if you dealt with somebody like that, Divine Feminine, you know, it's almost like, because the way it came through initially is that you guys were basically a perfect match for each other. But we might have had a masculine here because we are focusing on what went wrong. So they were all about themselves. They weren't really focused on the relationship. They weren't giving you equal time or attention, Divine Feminine. And then we have the Pauper, a workaholic obsessed with money, earning, spending, and investing it, able to afford anything, a cheapskate, tight-wad, tries to impress a potential love prospect by whining and dining at fancy restaurants, expensive gifts, but still can't buy love. So if we look at what came through, the Four of Pentacles, okay, somebody who can be a cheapskate can sometimes be picking up off of that Four of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles as well. Financial hardships, you know. This reminds me of somebody who acts like they've got so much money, but really they don't. You know, maybe they could be a little bit on the arrogant side. And then we have Clingy, glued to your hip from the first date, too needy, monopolizes all of your time, freaks out if they can't reach you right away, overly possessive, and I did pick up off of that, guys. You know, almost like a stalker. They can't stand to not know where you're at. Blowing up your phone when, you know, maybe you're hanging out with friends or you could be at work, but it's a constant need to monopolize your time. Interesting. So now let's go ahead and get a few cards from Mystic Moon's deck here. What went wrong? Do they regret it? Repelled. Okay. Give me another card. Misguided. You know, that makes sense for me as well. Let me grab one more here. It's almost like the universe was trying to guide this person towards a particular direction for the connection, but maybe they had other plans. They just saw things differently. Look at that. And they're coming through as irresponsible. And I find it so interesting in this particular card, we've got skeletons, obviously, and it's a bride and a groom. And it just seems like the relationship was dead in the water. You know, it just couldn't go anywhere. You know, there could have been infidelity and cheating here if they were an irresponsible partner. Okay, so that's giving us an indication of what went wrong here. So let's grab some tarot from my yummy tarot deck. And this kind of reminds me too of a divine masculine with that clingy energy. Could be the other way too, though. Could be a feminine who was too clingy towards the masculine. We have the Ace of Cups. We've got the Justice. We've got the Four of Cups. We've got the Queen of Swords, Divine Feminine. It's interesting because we've got the Divine Masculine showing up as almost like an attention grabber, you know? So you maybe had to take a back seat when it came to the connection. But the thing is, the Queen of Swords is not one to take a back seat. You know, the Queen of Swords is not afraid to do what is necessary in order to ensure that things are fair and, you know, that it's like no one's going to breadcrumb the Queen of Swords. And I have a feeling that could have happened for some of you. So you might have distanced yourself, Divine Feminine. You really could have cut your masculine out here. And part of what went wrong is the fact that they were just being so irresponsible and just not realizing the consequences of their actions. Here's our Divine Masculine showing up as the Emperor, okay? So what I'm getting here, guys, is a masculine that needed to step up and be this Emperor, but because they were misguided, they fell short of showing up for the feminine in the way that they needed to. That is what I'm getting there. So that could have been part of the lesson, honestly, that they learned. And then we've got the Hangman coming through here. So I am feeling, along with the Queen of Swords, my Divine Feminine, you stepped away or you took a step back from this connection. And the Hangman is about surrendering, you know, and just letting it go. Allow those chips to fall where they may. And I feel for my feminines, you just needed to put yourself first and make room for something or someone better. That could also be what the Emperor card represents, that you found yourself a partner that's stepping up to the type of person that you really needed. And maybe there's somebody here from your past that at one point in time, yeah, it could have been really passionate, but when it came time to really delivering in the relationship, you know, outside of the intimacy and the physical connection, they just felt short or fell short. They couldn't deliver, but maybe somebody else did. All right. So some of you guys might have already moved on to another relationship. And so that could be their biggest regret, is that you might have moved on, you found new love, but they're wanting that here as well. They want a new beginning here. It just may not be possible for every person that is tuning in. You know, it depends on where you're at on this journey. You know, are you the person that was cut out, or did you do the cutting out? Because this seems to be coming through for those of you who are not together at this point in time. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at what they need to tell you now. For Cancer, what is it that they need to tell you? What do they need to tell you? Okay, we've got divine, of God, divinely orchestrated. Now they see you as their divine counterpart. I feel perhaps you guys were always divine counterparts, but they just didn't know it at the time, or they failed to come to that realization. What they need to tell you now is that they're sad. They could have definitely shed some tears over this. They're still longing for you. It might be too late at this point. So in that sense, it's up to you, the viewer, if you are in separation from this person, and they could certainly have been the reason why they're not with you. They're in pain over their own actions. Look at this next card. We have grieving, processing, letting go. But I just kind of feel, you know, we saw that clingy energy. They're unable to let you go. But there's clearly a barrier here. It could have something to do with a third party, or the walls that were built in order to protect one's heart. That could be where the feminine is. That could be the divine feminine with the Queen of Swords putting up those boundaries, you know. So let's go ahead and clarify this. For Cancer. Angels and spirit guides, please. You know, those realizations, but the realizations could have come too late. There we are again, the struggles that they're going through with that Five of Pentacles. They're out of your life. That's by choice, more than likely. You cut them out. So now they're feeling this very cold vibe when it comes to the two of you. Maybe they feel like they've lost their sense of direction because you're no longer in their life. But, you know, here's the thing. They want to start over. They want to be able to have a chance to have you back in their life. We do have the Ace of Wands and the possibility to be able to create a reunion. It's here, but that can only happen if both people are on board. And part of the issue, look at these cards. We do have the Five of Wands, and that is followed by the Two of Swords. So they can want it all they desire, but at this point, we might have other people in the picture now, or because there were other people to begin with. You know, we have the barrier here, the wall that's been dividing the two of you, and why you're not together might have something to do with a third person. Whatever this wedge is between the two of you, it's creating non-movement. It is creating that Two of Swords. Yep. We do have the Knight of Wands. Okay. This could be a masculine who really pictures you, divine feminine, as the person that they want to be able to have fun with, explore life with. We clearly see that they're very attracted to you, the passion, the romance. You know, they want to have all of that. What's keeping this barrier up was perhaps their need to explore, their need to have a variety. That's what got them in trouble, because it created a lot of drama here. And so if that's what you encountered in this partnership, more than likely you ended things and you're probably in another relationship at this point. But we have someone that's coming through who's still thinking about you, perhaps. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay. Divine Feminine, you're still coming in as the Queen of Swords. So what you're telling this person is, some of you guys might be open to at least talking, okay, not necessarily taking them back. The Judgment card is the awakening here for perhaps the masculine, but it could be for both of you. This is a past influence here. So if we have the Knight of Wands representing the masculine and they're wanting to be able to talk to you, Divine Feminine, this could come in the form of an apology or their desire to fix things or to come back together, you know, but we clearly see that there's resistance here with the Two of Swords. There's a reason why we have a stalemate, and there's a reason why they're in your past, you know. So at one point in time, yes, super passionate. It's one of those experiences where you probably won't ever forget how passionate it was. But if they just weren't ready to commit to you in the way you needed a lifelong partner to be, then I'm feeling, Divine Feminine, you're coming through as this Queen of Swords to let this masculine know, if you're coming towards me with more of the same, then I'm going to cut you out almost instantly because I need more. I want more. So if they actually did learn that lesson, and if they are coming towards you with the best of intentions this time, then I feel that eventually the feminine will lower the walls, will remove whatever these barriers are. We clearly have a delay that's representing itself here, you know. And we've got this card flying out the deck. Look at this. Five of Swords, guys. Literally, it flew out. I wasn't even shuffling. This card literally flew out the deck. The conflict of the Five of Swords. So I can't help but feel with fives showing up, we've got some challenges here, Cancer. Man, I kept hoping that things would improve with this message, but it's just coming through as a challenge. But it's only a challenge if there's a part of you that would want to have this person back. If you've already moved on and you're in a better situation, you might just have somebody that wants to reconnect with you, either to have closure or to apologize. Or maybe to even try to reconnect with you, but it's going to end up being a closed door if someone else is in your life at this point. Bottom of the deck, we've got the Star. So if they're still wishing to be with you, there's a lot that's preventing that wish from coming true. At this point, Cancer, you might be focusing on your own wishes, your goals, your dreams, apart from what this passionate love affair might have represented in your life. So maybe you're listening to this and realizing, you know what, I'm actually in a much better place now. Yes, that was a part of my life story, but it's not the ultimate destination that I want to get to. So I still feel that you win. You know, you've won the lesson. You have been able to be gifted with this path that you can now follow, where you can find fulfillment in your life, you know, and you've been blessed with the wisdom that you've gained as a result of experiencing this relationship, because there definitely was a lesson behind it. Okay, so that's where I'm going to leave this one. I was not expecting to be talking for almost 30 minutes, but this came through as a pretty intense reading for Cancer. I don't know who it's for, but hopefully it helps somebody out there. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in and for watching. If you're interested in your own reading, that information is down below in the description box, and I'll link all of the decks that you see here. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you next time.